Live from News 7 KWWL, we've got you covered. This is Today in Iowa.
North Liberty has no snow on the sidewalks or roads, parking lots, nothing. And as soon as you come towards Chloroville, the closer you get, the more snow there is. And it went from a trace to an inch to 2 to 6.
Now, one day in Iowa, wintry mess for some this weekend, but the storm looked very different depending where you live.
And not only did our viewing area see snow, but even further south, a massive winter storm covered parts of Iowa.
And snowplows are working so hard this weekend, that happened. One caught on fire. More details coming up. It is 5:30 on this Monday. Good morning, I'm Allie Crutcher.
And good morning, I'm Daniel Wynn. Depending on where you live, your view might look very different this morning. Here's a live look at the Pentecrest on the University of Iowa campus. Iowa City got between 6 and 8 inches of snow. South of Iowa City, they're dealing with more like a foot. Checking on the forecast now with Storm Track 7's Kyle Keel, and hopefully we're over.
Oh, we are over. We can breathe a sigh of relief, but there is still some leftover messes down along Interstate 80 from that snowfall, and that's because the wind overnight has kind of been blowing and drifting that snow around. So east of Iowa City on I-380, or I-80, I should say, pardon me, that is going to be some slick travel here early this morning. Here's a look at some of those snowfall totals. As Daniel just mentioned, more than a foot in some portions of our viewing area. Washington coming in with 13 inches, 1 foot exactly there in Sigourney. Hills, which is just north of Iowa City, 9 inches of snow. Kelowna, 8 inches. And in the Iowa City area, generally between 6 and 8 inches of snow. Elsewhere, we did have some snowfall amounts on the order of almost 6 inches in North English. Parnell, quick cutoff there in Iowa City, 2 inches of snow. An inch and a half in North Liberty. Tiffin, which is just a handful of miles north of Iowa City, a ½ inch of snow, 0.2 of an inch in Stanwood. So again, a very sharp cutoff. And where we did see that snow last night, that's where we still have roads that are covered. You can see partly to fully covered roadways from Iowa City and points off to the south and east. Travel not advised along Highway 130 and 136. In portions of Cedar and Jackson County. So keep that in mind if you're traveling east. As far as that snowstorm, it is now well off to our east in portions of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. Here in eastern Iowa, we are left with some cloud cover. It's chilly and a bit breezy. So these temperatures in the teens and 20s, feeling a lot colder with that wind. We're dry today and cold the next couple of days. We'll talk more about that and any more chances for snow in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Kyle, thank you. And our big story is the weather this morning. Some people in the southern part of our viewing area waking up to quite a bit of snow.
Several reports say Iowa City got between 6 and 8 inches of snow. KWWL's Olivia Schmidt joining us now live in Iowa City with what it looks like this morning out there. Olivia.
Well, here in Iowa City, we are seeing multiple inches of fresh snow, enough to cover the ground completely. And it is pretty icy here, too. But the interesting part of this all, there is no snow in Waterloo or Cedar Rapids. In fact, we didn't start seeing snow until we drove near North Liberty, showing that sharp cutoff that Kyle has been talking about all morning long. Now, the snow did stop overnight, but it was windy, enough to blow that snow around. This created blizzard-like conditions in the southern part of the state. Now, crews have been working hard all throughout the night to clear the roads and make them safe for drivers. You're seeing some video from yesterday of those efforts here in Iowa City. This morning, there are more than 100 plows on the roads across Iowa. Now, the good news is it will be dry today, but as we've been mentioning all morning long, many roads across the state are still covered with snow. In fact, on our drive here, we saw some cars in the ditches on our way to Iowa City, probably popping up overnight. So if you're on your way to work, coming home from that long holiday weekend, make sure you're aware of the ice and the snow out on the roads and be careful out there. Live in Iowa City, Olivia Schmidt, News 7 KWWL.
All right, thanks, Olivia. And the Iowa DOT says parts of I-80 east toward the Quad Cities are still covered with snow.
And be sure to download our Storm Track 7 weather app. You'll get the latest to your phone. And people across the southern part of the state saw heavy amounts of snow. This video was sent to us from Creston. They were seeing pretty heavy snow about 9 o'clock Sunday morning. And that's the same system that just hammered parts of our southern region last night. More snow piling up in Riverside. That's near Iowa City. This video was shot Sunday afternoon. You can see snow plows out and about just trying to keep up with the storm. And that heavy snow blanketed several parts of southeastern Iowa.
The snowstorm is making it difficult for people to drive home from the holidays. Sunday, the Iowa State Patrol reported 32 crashes over a 6-hour period. Portions of Interstate 35 near Osceola were blocked. A semi-jackknifed and a charter bus also blocked the road. The State Patrol asked drivers to keep the shoulder of the roadway clear for emergency vehicles.
It was really bad. At some points there was no visibility almost, and lots of cars, even trucks and huge buses stuck on the road.
Many of the roads in the state's lower third were either partially or completely snow-covered, making travel extremely dangerous.
It was really super windy, lots of snow. There was probably no fewer than 100 cars in the ditch. It was crazy, but we're used to the snow driving, so we kept trucking.
And with the snow, the Iowa DOT is sending out some reminders.
And they say even a small amount of snow and all of that wind can make it dangerous out on the road. So they're urging drivers to allow for extra time to travel, of course. Keep a safe distance between your vehicle and others on the road. Buckle up and do not use cruise control. And this storm system didn't just affect Iowa.
It almost looked like a blizzard in Colorado. The winter storm causing dangerous driving conditions there. The near whiteout conditions made travel difficult, and traffic came to a crawl after several major accidents on some very busy roadways. And the same winter-like weather there in Kansas. The video you see here showing the wind blowing the snow across the road. You can almost barely make out the snowplow right in front of this vehicle. And those plows were working so hard, one even caught fire. This is in Quincy, Illinois. Officials say the truck had an electrical problem. Quincy Fire Department responded and had the fire out within just a few minutes, and luckily nobody was injured. City officials say they were working to bring a new truck on to replace the one that caught fire. Officials say they had 12 trucks in service that night. And parts of northern Illinois are under a blizzard warning until early this morning. Take a look at this time-lapse video out of Rockford. Heavy snow falling there in just a matter of hours. You can see up to 8 inches of snow in Rockford and 40-mile-per-hour winds. Officials warning people not to travel unless, of course, it is an emergency.
And in Wisconsin, similar conditions there. Heavy snow, lots of wind. Drivers had to really take it easy on I-94 through Kenosha County yesterday. As snowplow drivers didn't waste any time getting to work. And the shoppers, yeah, they were still out over the weekend. Some say it was slick and the snow piled up quickly in store parking lots.
Go to Indiana, no snow. Came back and we seen like cars spinning out going through Chicago. And so we just came to do a little shopping and, yeah, first snow.
This past weekend, of course, was the first big shopping weekend for the holidays. And as a reminder for you this morning, in severe weather, KWL's got you covered. Head over to our website to stay up to date on closings and cancellations. You can find that page under our weather tab. And with snow piling up in some places, if you have a picture or video of what you're seeing where you live, you can certainly share that with us on our Facebook page. Like our page to get the latest in breaking news and, of course, your Storm Track 7 forecast.
537 continuing coverage this morning over the holiday weekend. An eastern Iowa family was in Colorado when the father and daughter were killed in a crash.
Today, the Cedar Rapids School District is helping students cope with the loss. Just a terrible story this morning. KWL's Vinnie Lowry is live in Iowa City. Vinnie, you can tell us how this tragic accident has made an impact on the school district.
Allie and Daniel, the sad news over the holiday weekend was a holiday meant for family and giving thanks. However, 55-year-old Rick Neese and his daughter, 38-year-old Nicole Neese, were killed immediately by blunt force in a collision with a truck. 19-year-old Marcus Orozco is the suspect and was fleeing from police when it was for being wanted for burglary when he struck Neese's vehicle. Now, according to the Kennedy High School Facebook page, they said everyone grieves differently, and they're going to try their best to help everyone. And now at 7 o'clock this morning, there will be outside help helping with students care for their teacher. Live in Iowa City, Vinnie Lowry, News 7 KWL. WWL.
Vinny, thank you. And the school has also said that Nice's classes will have the opportunity to grieve for their teacher if they wish to do so, or continue with classes today. Meanwhile, everyone is okay after a car crashed into an Iowa State Patrol cruiser. The Iowa State Patrol posted this to their Facebook page. They say the trooper was responding to an accident near Walcott. A vehicle lost control and crashed into that cruiser. The Iowa State Patrol also says in the post to slow down, put the phone down, and buckle up.
5:38 right now. A family is homeless after a fire destroyed their house. It happened around 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday on South Raymond Road in Gilbertville. Crews say the fire started in the basement and quickly spread throughout the home. The family was able to get out and nobody was hurt.